And what we want to do right now, we're in the fall and we just had our last freeze. So dragged my son out and we picked all the peppers that are out there. So what we do is the sweet peppers, got a number of different varieties. In fact, one of my favorite ones is this one here, Lesia. It's a really thick, meaty, juicy, and super actually sweet pepper. We love these, we eat them fresh. The bell peppers, the red ones, what we'll do is I take these and I dehydrate and I freeze dry peppers. By that I mean these red ones we're gonna take, and most people, I'm shocked to find out, don't know that bell peppers, when you freeze dry them and you blend them into a powder, you get paprika, which people buy and use in all kinds of stuff. And if you happen to have a smoker, you can actually put that paprika powder out there and you'll have smoked paprika, which makes a delicious chili. So that's what we do with the red peppers. The green that aren't quite right, same variety, but they're green, we actually cut those up into chunks, put them into bags, and we freeze those in the freezer. They freeze really well. So just make sure you double bag them so they don't get freezer burn, but you cut them into little chunks. We put these in our salsa, we put those in our chili, we put those in soups through the winter, so it's a really good way to use those. Over here, this is where it's really fun. These are my sweet, these are my spicy. And these guys right here, this is a cayenne pepper. I just like to dry those out, actually dehydrate them. And I make this beautiful stuff right here. Cayenne pepper powder, and we literally add that to almost everything. We put it in our eggs, put it on our pizza, put it in our soups. So cayenne are one of my favorite peppers that grow. They're really delicious when they dry. We've got some hatch chilies here, and these we like to use to make some fresh salsa. I've got some tomatoes, so we're gonna put the hatch in that. These guys here you'll recognize. We've got the green, but also the ripe red jalapenos. We're gonna make some jalapeno jelly with those. We also dry those out and then they become chipotle. So I don't go through the freeze dryer, I just dehydrate them and then make a chipotle powder, which you can use to season all kinds of yummy goodness with that. We got the serranos, they're really good. It's kind of a mild hot pepper. And we've got this guy here. This is my son's favorite. He just eats these just like this. I'm just kidding. These are Carolina Reapers, and they are insanely hot. I wouldn't even dare to take a bite out of this. However, when you just let these guys dry out and then you make a powder out of them, it is a really hot powder, don't get me wrong, and it takes just a teeny bit, but it's these wet like this versus these in a powder are two different kinds of heat. When the powder, you feel the heat, it doesn't overwhelm you. It gets to where it's just a warm on your tongue. If I took a bite out of this now, I'd end up on the floor probably convulsing and you'd have to call the ambulance. So anyway, these are the peppers. Got the hot, all kinds of goodness I'll do with these. And then, like I said, we'll freeze in a freezer, regular freezer. And then I also have a freeze dryer. So you'll notice these still have retained their shape. These are sweet peppers in my freeze dryer. And these are dehydrated. These are ones I just let dry out. And you can tell different texture, different feel. Actually, you develop a slightly different flavor. So, main things that we do, whew, that smells good. Again, we eat them fresh. We freeze dry, we dehydrate, we powder, we put in our fridge. We use them fresh, we put them in jelly. We make a delicious raspberry vanilla jalapeno jelly that you can put on Asian food, your cream cheese plat plates during the Christmas season. Just tons. We love our peppers here. And one little last tidbit that I tell my kids, peppers have the highest vitamin C content of any fruit. So they have a ton of vitamin C. They're good for you in the winter. Anyway. Just throwing these peppers out here. These will be freeze dried. It takes about 24 to 48 hours. And then we'll have yummy, delicious powder that we can put into things. Paprika. We'll smoke it. We'll have smoked paprika. It always tastes better made at home, that's for sure. Now, one other thing I'll say, and you can put this in where you want. A little tidbit for those of you that are gonna get or thinking about getting freeze dryers. I learned this way too late in the game. Lifesaver is just parchment paper in the bottom of these when you freeze dry. It would have saved me so much cleaning time. So parchment paper, no matter what you're freeze drying, that's the way to go. And you don't want to cut them too small, but you don't want to leave them too big. I found somewhere in the middle, this kind of this size, and they will dry fairly evenly and quickly, which is kind of what you're going for when you're freeze drying. You know, obviously if you're going to put these in dehydrator, which we also will be doing, you're going to cut them a little smaller because they're going to shrink in size, change shape dramatically. Plus you got to be able to fit them into the dehydrator. Something else people will ask, because I actually save my own seeds, but I've already done that. I've picked the best, reddest, biggest, yummiest of the peppers of each of the varieties, and I save my own seeds, and we can plant those here in a couple of months, and I'll show you how to do that too. And paprika's all gone. Oh no, what are we gonna do? So we just got these peppers, as you saw earlier in the video. We put them in the freeze dryer, took a couple days. Look how cool that is. That's so cool. So we're gonna make some paprika. Put these in our blender. Beautiful, yummy paprika powder. Okay, now let's blend it up. Boom, paprika. Take it, you fill up your jar of paprika. This one's fresh, organic, and just amazing. Questions, comments, go ahead and drop them down below.